Hello and welcome to another episode of Blackboard Wednesday. I'm your host Jonah. This is where we discuss music theory, music ideas, concepts, and other music tutorials. Today we will be discussing part 3 of the grand staff, where we put the treble clef and the bass clef together. So with that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the last 2 episodes we talked about the notes on the treble clef and the bass clef and how to identify them using certain acronyms and also the spaces in between the lines. Today we're going to put them together and we're going to fill in the gaps because obviously it's not all the notes on the keyboard, but it's some of them. So when you look at music, it's usually going to be a treble and a bass clef. Like I said, more advanced pieces, it could be bass and bass, treble and treble. So this is the most common, and it's going to be right hand with the treble on the top staff, and then the bottom is going to be left hand with the bass, and they're connected by this bracket here. So you'd play a piece of music and it'd be right hand, left hand. So to fill in the little gaps in between, we use what is called ledger lines. So there's the lines on the main staff, but then you could add ledger lines either below or above to indicate the next notes that come after. So we don't finish on F, we can go to the space above G and then add a ledger line and go to A, and so on and so forth. So here on the bass clef, the same thing. So we go to B, ledger line C, and then the space above the ledger line of D, and then 2 ledger lines E. So with that being said, the easiest way to identify it, or the most common ledger lines used, is the one for middle C. And so for middle C, it's going to be a ledger line below the treble clef and a ledger line above the bass clef. So this C would be the same as this C. And then if we're looking at the treble clef, the space below a ledger line would be B, which would be the same as the B above the bass clef. So it kind of connects the 2 clefs. So if you're going from top to bottom, or from bottom to top, it'd go G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D, and then E would be this same exact E right here, and then you could connect to the treble clef, F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, all the way to the top C, C8, which is the highest key on the piano. So yeah, that concludes this episode. I think next week I'm going to kind of go into rhythm and talk about quarter notes, possibly some half notes and whole notes, and kind of teach how to count based on like the note values. So yeah, hope to see you next week, and thank you.